you see the family and, yourself, so the human being, shall we say, so the humans, but also the relationships as being a regenerative asset? And do you find many people talking about that?
Well, it should be and could be a regenerative asset, absolutely. The people part of any business is the most complex, as I'm sure you know, because it's the most subjective, it's the most dynamic, it's the most influenced by emotion, personalities, everything else. All the objective parts of a business influence the people. Markets are good, markets are bad, but if it's not regenerative, if it's not stable, if there's not a stable foundation, especially in farmers, as you know, unique situations where they live in their workplace, so you can't but help have the family dynamic, the personal relationships influence literally what goes on out the door. The demarcation and the balance is very challenging to find. 93% of all problems in a business are the consequence of a lack of procedures or processes or systems. So, but who runs those systems and who runs the procedures? It's the people, So if those things aren't clear, and I'm talking about a business in that sense, but families need to have not dissimilar things. They need good communication. They need to be diverse. You need to be curious. You need to share ideas. It's good if everyone's got slightly different sort of angles on things. And if they're not talking to each other, and then one of the most important thing is trust. If there's not trust between parents and children or grandparents and children, those three generations, the communication is key. We have this wonderful little ritual around the table in dinner. Is like, what was your favourite part of today? Everyone, it doesn't matter if they're friends, family, strangers. We have what was your favourite part of today, and people start talking about that, and it builds. I guess it inadvertently builds trust because you're talking to people, but you get to understand and you get to know people, and it also, the gratitude that is shared, and it's all about the way you look at things, isn't it? It's all about perception. You can be grateful for everything, and everything looks so different to if you are not grateful and you're just a whinge bag, and that impacts absolutely everything. So if you can create as parents, and managers of business, if you can create, yes, a bit of structure, a bit of communication structure, whether it's nightly chit-chats around the dining table or weekly check-ins or monthly meetings, whatever it happens to be, it's absolutely important that families do that. That's been a really big thing for us in our communication, in our organisation.